Good evening, Contest of Champions. Here we are, the final week of the regular season.
You set me up so hard there. I'm interrupting. I
So
thought you were going to hit me with Final Countdown, and I was coming in with the beat drop.
Oh, whoa. All right, Anthony, play the soundboard for the tolls of. No. Listen.
Pain!
Pain. Here we are, boys. Say goodbye to Waters Damage, officially out of the playoff hunt. But say hello to Travis and Evan. Woo, boy!
Jeremy and Evan
is in the playoffs, and Jeremy is in the.
Okay.
Listen, we're more excited about Evan.
Oh yeah, we're most excited about Evan, but Travis was in last week.
Yeah, I forgot. Travis was already in. Jeremy, shout out. You're killing it, bud.
Jeremy Evan in. Listen, if there's one thing we know about Evan, it's that we've learned that Josh Allen is fake. The true power comes from one Bengal boy. Jamar Chase is the key.
Listen, very excited, very hyped. Evan got in. I personally would have been like, I'm upset if Evan missed. If Evan missed the playoffs, I would have been very upset.
Are you gonna be upset if I missed the playoffs?
No, because
bad friend.
You didn't go 7-0, so
I was 7-2.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Your team sucks.
Man, I have 30 less points than Evan. What do you mean my team sucks? Over 13 weeks.
Listen, what a great finish we have here, boys. We are really shaping up.
3 games, top to bottom. 8-5 to 5-8.
Crazy. This is crazy. All right, let's do a quick recap of the pick'ems then of last week.
Stick around. We're gonna have a full playoff picture coming up later, boys.
We're gonna rapid fire some of these matches.
Yeah, we're gonna rapid fire this week's match. All right, we got pick'em. By the way, pick'em. Here we go. Last week, locked up 3-3.
Dude.
Shout out Dan, my boy.
Real big mistake. Both of us picking up me. You know, I think that jinxed me. You should have picked against me. Thoughts?
I mean, again, I wish you won. That would have opened more doors for me.
Pick'em's tight. Love that.
Pick'em's tight. Last week a pick. We're gonna have to make some. Wow. Here. What you know what we'll do this week? We'll do a little you pick then me pick. You know, a little gamesmanship. That way nobody can cheese their way out.
Picked Kyle over David.
Yes, it was a matchup thing. It was for. I think it was for chaos, and I think it was a matchup thing. Like I think David's matchups were really bad, and I mean it showed, right? I'm pretty sure David had like 108 or something. I think it was 108 to 112 or something.
We'll see it on the matchup.
Yeah.
All right, let's recap last week. We're gonna run through this one, boys. We know what
fucking
happened. We're sad about it.
Pain. This hurts. The back-to-back karma of a 1 versus 2 loss and then the 1 point loss that's gonna keep me from this playoff potentially is pain. I have many stupid things that were gonna happen that I can talk about. I'll talk about 2. Harrison Butker missed a 55-yarder that would have forced overtime. In theory, he has Juju, who is extremely uninvolved. That could have hurt me. And on the last play of the game, if anybody watched it, with 3 seconds left, the Saints chose to do the hook and lateral garbage, and the last man to touch the ball was Alvin Kamara, and he did not choose to throw the ball to a teammate to continue the lateral play. Should he have done that, and the Tampa Bay Bucks recover, I win the game. All right, moving on. We're fucking sad. Derrick Henry, you gotta have one left in you, right? Right?
Derrick Henry.
All right. No,
what's going on there? Hey, you know what, boys? It was a good run. We tried. You know what? That's all you can do sometimes. All you can do is try.
Many people got hit by the injury bat this week, and you were one of them.
If you hit the bench, luckily I made a swap, Slayton for Pickens.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it didn't matter.
Great cover, Craig. Great cover.
Been a difference. It's a difference by like what, like 1, like point something.
It's like 0.6 or something.
Thank goodness. That would have.
Yeah. I did the math last night. You would have lost by like less. You would have lost by less than 2.
Hey, thanks. Hey, Craig, good looking out.
All right. And you're never starting Pacheco, so it doesn't feel bad.
Nah.
Not over those running backs.
All right. You hate to see it. Big L for the boy. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Craig, go get him, Tiger.
Don't actually do. I think that's gonna when we go into it. I think that matters. Oh my God, the revenge game. Dan, shout out. Bender getting revenged for 1 versus 2 last week. Runs into a 1 versus 2 buzzsaw himself this week.
My goodness. See, this is the potential that Dan's team possesses.
And we've known about it the whole time.
Off.
This was. Do you win? No, you still lose. This is bad scouting. I'm gonna blame Bender. It won't matter. It has absolutely no effect because you weren't gonna win, and you're like almost locked in to the points total on the year. But looking at the way Deshaun Watson looked in preseason, and then him not playing a professional football game for 2 years, wild to start him in game 1, Bender.
Lot of
Wild.
reports that were saying he does not look good. Now,
Yeah.
Dan did text me, and he did say that this was an ongoing discussion that he and Bender were having. So there might have been some gamesmanship going on.
Yeah.
Dan might have gotten his
Ultimately,
head. I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Either way, you lose. Quick look at the points. Oh, I have it up over here.
I would love
Points
to see
4. You have a 50-point lead. Pretty unlikely that Jeremy covers that. But just based on Bender's recent scoring, you got to think that he's going to
Listen,
drop
while-
at least
while you're on this
100-ish.
page,
Do you want me
while
to?
you're on
Do
this
you want me to?
page,
I'll
and we're
give you your
talking
moment.
about the points 4. But hit that points 4 button there, bud.
You mean the other one? Points
Yeah,
against.
points against, whatever.
There
bud.
you go.
Look at the 2 Andrews. Just taking a beating up there. You know, just holding it down.
A pounding,
You
some
know?
would say.
Perhaps some might word it that way. Bender has had like back-to-back 120-point games against you and then Dan. So he got a nice bump ahead of me.
I had 130, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So
Still lost. Don't worry.
So then look like 1 crazy, 2 crazy. Drop 80 points and you're at the third person.
The
Drop
difference between
100
the
points.
difference between you and third is the same difference between third and 12th.
Like, Bender, what's going on here? What did we do to deserve this?
I would love to see, because I know after you finish the draft, they do the like strength of schedule rankings. I would love to see where you and Bender ranked in that when you do your like draft. Is that still do those still exist?
Yeah, they do. I'd like to do a before and after of people's rosters. Like
We always do that after on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last wrap up usually. Mock draft report card? Is that what it was? No.
no, that's it.
I don't. No, this is draft analysis.
Oh, mock draft.
That's mock draft. Oh, I think I have to pay for that.
What?
Draft
Oh,
grades? I don't know if it says it the whole time though. Like I'll be able to see everybody's grades, but I know like
Click on report card. Click on report card.
where.
Move your cursor to the right.
Click on like Bender's report card. Okay. Where the hell's Bender? Draft summary. Second most difficult first half strength of schedule. Oh, that's. But yeah, that's it. He was Colonel Sanders at the time.
Interesting.
He had the
Interesting.
4th toughest schedule going into the season. What about you? Second most. I mean, hey, look, that's great projections there, Yahoo.
Shout out to Yahoo. Shout out to Yahoo.
Shout out to Yahoo. Really algorithmed you there.
Bender, I mean, listen, bud, it's a struggle. It's a struggle out here.
Well,
All right,
one of you had a good team. All right. Nothing you could do, Bender. Again, unless you lose to Jeremy in your quasi matchup by 60, you're gonna lock up most points. Walk away with that. Dan, huge win. Huge win that really opens the door for you.
He needed it. He needed it. He's in the race.
Yep. We'll get into
All right.
that. Speaking of in the race, maximum chaos. David, no.
50 points from your special teams. Good job, buddy. Way to play the game.
That's unbelievable.
And he starts
80 points between 3 guys.
And he starts 7 players against David.
You could argue it's 6 with Conklin.
Yeah, you can. Wow, love that. Hey, special teams, big diff, big diff. David,
Listen, when you think about it this way, Lamar for 30 and Cleveland D for 2, you wouldn't have been that upset. You know, just flip it in your brain, and you're not upset all of a sudden.
Do me a favor, hit that show bench. I'm very upset.
Oh.
I'm very sorry to see this for David.
I'm sure it's a Seattle wide receiver diff, isn't it? Oh my god!
Story of the year. It's funny because if he started
Both
Oh.
Seattle Waters? Wait, they have the exact same stat line? Oh my god. Wait, Tyler Lockett just had 1 catch for 1 yard more.
Oh no! And if he started Fournette
It's
over
all.
ETN,
It's
Urban
also
Harris,
Terry.
Oh no! I know it's just a wide receiver diff. It's the torment that David's been stuck with. Is which one do I start each
I
week?
mean, here's the thing though. Chris Godwin is the one you're locking in your lineup. Like realistically, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, I would like to say.
What's the defense
Wait,
diff?
hold on. I want to. I mean, the defense diff. It's obviously a defense diff.
No, he
But
had Philadelphia defense.
I mean,
He
you're
played
not.
Tampa
Are you?
Bay.
I guess, yeah. I mean, you're looking at a New Orleans team who scored like.
Yeah, no, New Orleans poo poo.
It
Yeah,
was
I don't
really
know.
bad.
It's all calls.
I will say that I offered David a trade to acquire Chris Godwin. He did not take it. Had he accepted that trade, he would have started any other wide receiver other than Chris Godwin, and he would have won this game.
Not anyway.
I'm saying I also would have won. Really hurt us both, David.
Wow. I think we can all blame David for our losses. Thoughts? Hey, David, you're still in it, bud. You're not
Still
out.
very alive. Still very alive.
Kyle, technically still in it.
No,
Not
he's not. He's not in it. We can talk about it later. But
We'll talk about it later.
yeah,
David,
he would have to
tough
score
loss,
like
though.
300 points to be in it.
Tough loss though.
Yeah. Moving on. Andrew, listen to my great imitation of Greg. Why don't you guys ever pick me? Well, Greg, here's the problem. You lose every week. He'll be upset about that, but everybody else will laugh.
Dude, Jeff Wilson had 3.
He essentially
rushing
goosed.
yards.
They and Jalen Waddle had 1 catch. He got Miami Dolphin diffed. Jeff Wilson went from, this is wild too. Speaking of starting 6 players.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody. You Jesus.
Greg, you know, woof. Yeah. Honestly, take solace in the fact that you
Are
have
still
allowed
alive.
Evan. Oh, I was gonna say have allowed Evan to get in the playoffs, and that's honestly that's a
That's
win in
true.
my book.
That's
That's a win in my book.
that too.
Yeah. Listen, can we? I want to talk about the fact, and this happened several weeks ago, so nobody cares at this point. Dan just dropped Gerald Everett. Like, Gerald Everett has been like.
He's like what? He's like tight end 4 or something. I'm pretty sure.
No, he's not that high.
It's pretty high because there's been some injuries and like.
But like he's been around. He's a top 10 tight end.
For sure, top 10.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Oh, he's like literally number 10. Yeah.
Like he's a top. He's
This
a top 10
doesn't
tight
count.
end. Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes tight
1,
end.
2,
tight
3,
ends
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's not. He is literally 10. 9 if you
So-
don't count Taysom Hill.
Dan-
I thought he was
Dan
higher.
Just, Dan just dropped a top 10 tight end like 2 weeks ago. I had traded Kyle Pitts, and so this is the best part. Evan owned Gerald Everett, traded him to me.
You guys see my stars. When I
I
want to pick
dropped
these
him when he
players
was
up.
injured. Dan picks him up. Dan drops him. He goes back to Evan's team after Kyle Pitts gets injured. It's great. It's wild. Gerald Everett has been on a journey. Fantastic for him.
Somewhat of a journey for Gerald Everett's career. Really a microcosm, if you will.
I would.
DPJ did. Should have started DPJ over Chris Olave, obviously.
Wow, DPJ. Hey, Evan.
You're in.
See you, buddy. You're in, buddy. You are in. Greg, you got one more shot. Got one more shot, and that is it.
You're in, and this is juicy. If Josh Allen is going to resurrect the season, it'll be Miami, Chicago, Cincinnati.
Listen,
Oof. Opposite.
Listen, I'm not saying that this is gonna happen, but I would kind of like Evan to win a championship. I like to put Evan's face on one.
I mean, listen, if you're going to make me pick between Jeremy, Travis, and Evan,
dude.
Here's the thing. I love Travis. I love Travis as much as the next guy, but Travis has one. He's got a belt. I'm not going to be greedy. Give me Evan. I'm still alive, though, so I'm going to pick me. I think right now, no game has played. I'm still picking Bender to win a championship. He's not even in the playoffs yet. Give me Bender.
Dude.
For the repeat, by the way.
Here's the problem. Do not. I mean, honestly, it sounds bad, but I don't know if I can have Jeremy win again. I'd have to put his face 3 times on the billboard.
Listen, I'll tell you after we close how you get that in. I got an idea for you.
You got an idea for that?
Let me hold on. I'm actually gonna ping it to you so don't forget.
Oh, okay.
There you go. There you go.
That's a great one.
That's a great one. That's good. That's good.
Here's the thing. I got Jeremy, I got Travis, and I got Bender already on here. Can we get a different person to win a championship? Thoughts? Hello? Please? Help? Your boy out. All right. Moving on.
Keep the matchup going. Hold on. I didn't get to watch this game. I just wanted to look at the stat line. Nah, that's not good. 6 targets though.
Oh, speaking of Jeremy, getting dubs when he needs them. First place in the league. Massive win over second place. Whew. You love to see it. Strong
Jeremy all but secures
work.
a first round bye with this one.
Let me ask you this. If Travis doesn't get a first round bye, we'll talk about it. Is he eliminated in the first round? If he gets the third.
Dude, that's the problem is, listen, whoever doesn't get the first round bye, I'm looking at me, I'm looking at Craig, I'm looking at Travis. We need things to break the right way so that we're not playing Bender and Dan week 1. Like, if we run into Bender and Dan week 1, things are going to get bad. And I mean, if you're Jeremy and Evan sitting on the other side, you also don't want that to happen because you just also don't want to play them in round 2. Nobody wants to play against those guys. We want some limpers. I mean, no offense, but we want the Davids. We want the Craigs. We want the Gregs. I bet Jeremy hopes I make the playoffs. Honestly, Jeremy, tactical move. Throw our matchup this week so I get into the playoffs so you have an easier road to the championship.
Listen, I don't think you're allowed to say that. That is collusion. All
Listen,
right, we're moving on.
We'll talk about it. I mean, that is the moving. Or no, we're gonna do. No, I think we're gonna do a full playoff picture, right? Not matchup by matchup. Or do you want playoff picture first, right? All right. So we'll go back to the league screen here. Oh, I clicked on my team. Whoops. Okay, I clicked on football. All right, here we go. We're gonna get there. High APM player. So right into the matchup, we got some playoff scenarios. We'll post it in the description below so everybody knows where they stand. We're going to really quickly run through the first round bye. It is simple. The winner of Travis versus Evan will have 9 wins. They get a first round bye. Simple. If Travis wins based on Jeremy's 100-point differential against Evan, it does not matter what Jeremy does. He will also get a first round bye if Travis wins. If Evan wins and Jeremy loses, which is what I hope happens because I'm playing against Jeremy, there is a third matchup on the horizon for the bye. They will effectively be playing each other. Jeremy giving Travis 4 points. By the way, look at these projections. I didn't realize this. They are 4.01 points away in their overall projection. 4.01. In a heads-up matchup for the second spot. So that's how the first round bye stands. It's a 3-man race. Nobody else can get in. I can't tie-break anybody. Neither can Craig at 8-5. Because basically Evan and Travis, one of them is guaranteed to be at 9. Neither me nor Craig can tie-break Jeremy, regardless of result, based on his point lead. So it's a 3-man race for the first round byes.
Yeah, 2 of these 3 are going to have a bye.
Yes. Now, as for the easy playoff scenarios, there are simple ones. Anthony, winning in, I'll be at 8 wins. Craig, winning in, you will be at 8 wins. Bender, based on points, winning in, you will get in. The same can more or less be said about Dan. Dan is winning in unless I win, Craig wins, and Bender wins. All 3 people in front of Dan would have to win for Dan to not be winning in.
Oh my god! And
there are a million. We're gonna be talking about this for like 20 minutes. So here's the wonder of this matchup: is that Craig and Greg are playing for a playoff spot, essentially.
Yes.
Bender and David are almost 100% playing for a playoff spot.
Sure.
And Evan is Dan's gatekeeper, and Jeremy is mine. Unfortunately, Kyle, based on points, because David or Bender is guaranteed to have 7 wins, and they both have about 100 more points than Kyle, he cannot get in. So there will be at least 6. Put it this way, nobody's getting in at 6 and 8, boys. It's not possible. It's 7-7 at the minimum. And there's a lot to talk about. I don't know how I'm gonna write this whole thing out. I'm probably gonna write this on a separate screen as we talk through. Do you want to run through person by person and do all the scenarios of how they can get in?
Oh God! All right,
It gets easier as you go down.
Sure. All right,
But like mine is really weird because I've been doing it. If I win, I'm in. So this one is irrelevant. But if I lose, I need Craig to win because he has more points than Greg.
So what? I get you. So you need
like,
you need the other 7 and 6.
I need the other 7 and 6 team to win.
Could only help because Craig has less points.
Exactly. And then I need.
I mean, honestly, if you could just get Bender and Dan to lose, that'd be great.
So, not necessarily, really because David and I are only a 5-point differential. Oh, I muted myself. When I'm talking. Not necessarily, because David and I are only a 5-point differential. So what I actually want to happen is Bender wins, eliminating David, and Dan lose, eliminating himself. Or, if they both lose, I need to tie break David on points 4 to get into the playoff. Which, assuming David beats Bender, and I lose my matchup, you would think that David covers 5 points in that scenario, based on Bender's recent scoring. So I need, so there's a lot of really weird scenarios, but it really revolves around Craig win, because Greg will likely tiebreak me. He has 1,400 points, so he's got a 35-point lead against me. So I need a Craig win. And then I really need 2 out of 3. I think that's how it goes. Bender, David, Dan to lose. That's not gonna work. 2 out of 3, David. I think no matter what, that works.
Okay. I like it.
But ultimately, win and in. Craig's scenarios are almost exactly the same, where he wants me to win, because I actually don't even know if it matters now that I'm looking at this.
Yeah, aside from the fact that if Craig just wins.
I'm pretty sure. No. Craig is eliminated with a loss. There's no in scenario, because David or Bender can tiebreak him out.
Right.
And if he loses, Greg will tiebreak him out. So Craig is only win and in. That is your only in scenario.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes it easy. Makes it simple.
It does make it simple. I think there's another crazy scenario with me where the version where Greg wins gets really wild. I need like everybody to lose, me to score points, David not to score points. It's a nightmare. Benders are simple. Bender has a lot of ways in. Bender is win and in, or it starts with win, but every with win results in him making a championship. Like there is no scenario of him not winning where he doesn't get in versus me and Craig. So honestly, if we had to like reorder this tier list, it would look like this. Like Bender should, in theory. I don't know if I can do this in Google Sheets because there's stuff on the right. I can't. I'll just reorder it for the sake of the video right now.
What are you talking about?
There is no world where if Bender wins, he does not get in. He will tie versus like there are scenarios where I guess there's no scenario where if I win or Craig wins, we don't get in. Never mind.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
There's also no scenario where you get in with a loss.
Correct.
So it's the opposite side of the coin that I hadn't gotten to yet. There is no scenario where you can get in with a loss. So basically, this column only exists for me where I can get in with a loss. Everybody else will need to win. So Bender's the only one who needs to win and doesn't need help out of the 6 and 7s.
Now,
Dan, Greg, and David will need to win and need help.
Correct.
So let's drop those in there. Okay, so Dan. So if Dan wins, all Dan needs to win is Dan win and me, Bender, or Craig to lose. He will get in with any of those scenarios because he will tiebreak me, he will tiebreak Craig, he will tiebreak Greg, who
Did you
would
meet
beat
yourself again?
Craig. Fuck. It's because it's my hyphen or minus is my hotkey mute. So Dan simply needs win. So with win and Anthony, Craig, or Bender, L. Any of those things happen, you get in. Because Dan will tiebreak me, Dan will tiebreak Craig, Dan will tiebreak Greg, who would get in over Craig should Greg win his matchup.
Delete one of your ABC columns there, bud. Scooch over to the left there.
What? Oh, these two?
Yeah. No, get rid of your ABC columns.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I can slide over. I put those there on
yeah,
purpose because I don't know. I don't like typing on I can get rid of two of them. My weird OCD hates it when this is against this wall.
Wow,
So
we're learning new stuff.
I could even do this. I could even drop this in over here too if we want to look at this the whole time.
That's fascinating, guys. We're learning new stuff about the producer here. Who knew?
Put it all on one screen. Could even do this. Really just make life easy here.
You're getting a little crazy for me, but all right.
All right. Dan is simple. Win,
Dan.
me, Craig, or Bender loses.
Good luck, bud.
You get in with your W. Greg. So similar situation. You get in with a win with my loss. And then you also need David, or not David, I'm sorry. You need Bender or Dan. So it's, whereas Dan's is commas, you're plus. You need me plus a Bender or Dan. I think. Right? Because
seems right. Makes sense to me. It's got 40 points on David.
Yeah. So Greg gets
got more points than Craig.
So I think it's actually easier if I look in Stat Tracker. So Greg he'll be 7-7 above me. So he'll be the highest ranked 7-7 team. From that, all he would need is. Oh no, wait. Are you winning in?
Oh no. He would need because let's pretend you win.
Yeah, he needs to win. Okay, so so it's this. It's if Greg wins, he needs me to lose, or
Craig to lose.
Well, he loses to Craig automatically. But if I win and he needs me to lose, if I win, he needs Bender or Dan to lose. Is what it is.
Gotcha.
Because if I'm sitting at 7-7, or if I'm sitting at 8-5, there's only 2 spots. Both Dan and Bender will tiebreak him based on points. So he would just need one of them to lose. Right. So it's there's 2 scenarios for Greg. It's Anthony, if Anthony lost, Bender or Dan L also. You need one of the 2 to also lose.
No.
Or no, wait. It's just if Anthony lost, he's in. Yeah.
Yeah. If you lose,
if Anthony lost, in.
So Greg, you're just hoping.
You're just rooting against me. Yeah, that's fine. Listen, we're all rooting for what we're rooting for. It's if Anthony win, need Bender or Dan L.
Yeah. That's to me.
Okay. And lastly, David. David does not have a lot of ways in. So it starts, of course, with a win. He is playing Bender. So he will automatically eliminate Bender with his win.
Big.
Should he automatically eliminate Bender, he needs 2. This is the most confusing scenario.
Yeah.
He will need probably.
He wants Greg to win.
Not necessarily, because he can't tiebreak Greg.
He can tiebreak Craig.
Yes, but Craig is basically eliminated with a loss.
Yeah, that is true.
Because if Greg wins, again, so it's so the way that Greg's is if Anthony lost, if Anthony W. David's has to be if Anthony lost, if Craig lost. Like there are more scenarios with David. because he effectively needs one of us to lose. Then he also needs, realistically, he wants me to lose. Everybody's rooting against me because
Sure.
I'm not playing Greg. If Craig wasn't playing Greg, then he wouldn't be a gatekeeper to somebody with more points.
Yeah.
Um,
Craig's really a thorn in everyone's side, and so are you.
Exactly. So you need me to lose. So it's Anthony loss and tiebreak Anthony on points. That's an automatic. Like I'm pretty sure nothing else can go wrong for you there because you will likely tiebreak Craig. You will. Yes, that's an automatic because that would put Evan, Greg, Dan, regardless, and David in if this scenario happens. So you win in this version, whether Dan wins or loses. If Dan loses, he needs Craig. So there's sorry, I did not rehearse these. You can tell. So with Craig W, went in with Dan L is how it works for David. If Craig wins, David wins, and Dan loses, you're in. And I think that covers every other scenario. Because this covers if I win and Craig wins, you get in. There's a lot of ways in for a lot of people, guys.
There's a lot of ways in. All right, let's
Sorry, that got complicated.
Let's put this aside. Let's do some quick matchup breakdown for this week, and then I want to go play League with Dan.
Gross.
Shout out.
Matchups. Okay. Quickly. Wait, what? We're not starting with my matchup? How does that work? That never happens.
Because you hit like next week.
I always do that. Yeah, it does this usually.
That's wild.
Listen, Jeremy does not have his power. His power has been taken. It's the Justin Fields bye week. I'm obviously picking me. The Derrick Henry get-right game at home against Jacksonville. Please, Derrick Henry. Please.
I'm not even going to think twice about this.
You're slamming Jeremy.
I'm slamming. Look at his running back matchups. They're disgusting.
Dude, here's what we're hoping. We're hoping Ezekiel Elliott runs himself out of the game after the first quarter. That's the goal. Just Tony Pollard scores the touchdowns. He's out of the game.
Freaking next, buddy. Kansas City defense versus Denver. Next.
I have Seattle defense against Sam Darnold.
The Sam Darnold? Dude, you're going to get crushed. All right.
Kansas City defense is not very good.
Either is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's fair. Listen, be surprised who my starter might become next week. Yep. All right. God. Wow, rivalry week, huh? All right, cool. Kyle's probably not going to start a lineup, so we're just going to pick you.
Let's get it, baby. Consolation bracket, here we come.
He doesn't have a lineup to start, so.
I'm playing for that first round bye bump. That's what
That is true. That is true. Let me ask you this question. Real quick. Back to my matchup. How many Arizona Cardinal wide receivers are you starting if you're me?
All of them.
Do we fire both of them up at home? Do we make Jeremy sweat the Monday night matchup?
Yeah, I am playing Brown over Jerry Jeudy.
Over Jerry Jeudy? Listen, it's more points to have Jerry Jeudy in right now. You know the rules. We start Jerry Jeudy. We start him in the slot. Listen, it's two Arizona Cardinals or it's two Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, to the matchup after you and Kyle. This is matchup of the week. Honestly, this is going to determine almost every single playoff matchup.
David, you are the people's champ. If you can beat Bender, so many people will be happy.
Wow.
Good luck.
It's the best case scenario. David is forced to start both Seattle wide receivers. He can't lose. This is the first week he doesn't have to make a decision all year.
Wow.
His kryptonite.
Wow. The chosen one?
Chosen one.
Man, I want to pick David purely
What are the
chaos.
points? So he gets 12.5 for basically 100 flat. and then he gets the Philly defense bump is like one more, and he gets an. He's probably sitting at like 107
It's
ish
it's Bender
after
for
he
me.
gets a backup tight end. Who is?
Bender for me. I'm playing the pick'em, so I'm trying to win pick'em.
Yeah, it's true. We have to. Oh, that's right. We have to pick for Pick'em. I forgot. I'm trying to see. Is okay. So Bender probably puts Joe Mixon back in. Doesn't really matter because he has P Ryan. That actually might matter. I know because a lot of people have been talking about this, and this just logically makes sense. When a backup running back is in for a team, he is sometimes more valuable than the starting running back because the backup running back doesn't exist. Like when Joe Mixon plays for the Bengals, Samaje Perine is on the roster. He gets some touches. But when Joe Mixon is out, who's the third string running back for the Bengals? That guy's not going to play. So Samaje Perine just like the backup running back gets that bump of instead of getting 20 touches, they get 25 because they get their own touches plus the starters. Like look at this. Like Joe Mixon's going to come in and probably if Joe Mixon plays this week, I actually think it's bad for Bender because he might wind up with like the like 50-50 of the comeback week. That could be bad news. Listen, I'm playing for Pick'ems. Give me Davey. Give me Davey.
Wow.
I also just want David to win because more ways in for me.
Well, hey, you gotta pick with what you feel, buddy.
More ways in for me if David wins. Another key playoff matchup.
Slam lock and Dan. Get
Yeah,
out
let's just move on with this one. Of course.
Honestly, hey, Nathan, if you're hearing this, again, you also have a chance to be the people's champ, but you got a lot of dudes on bye.
Listen, this
Young Wei Koo. Oh my God, Nathan.
His power is gone.
He doesn't have Young.
There's another one of the ways that I lost that made me feel bad. If David Njoku plays in that game last week, there's no way Deshaun Watson gets him 11 points. Like, I just would have won based on the David Njoku star, who was in Nathan's lineup all week until David Njoku was declared out. Anyway, I mean, keys to victory, Dak Prescott at Houston. I didn't know that Dan had this stack, and that's just how he's been dominating games. I didn't actually know that. You traded him that stack. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Dan also doesn't have a defense. This is 115.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a defense just to pick one up, but still, it's 115.
Lamb lock, Dan. Thank you very much. Moving on.
Yeah, that one's quick.
Team.
The winner of this game effectively gets into the playoffs, based on our quick look, right? What were Greg's keys? Gets in with any loss from me, basically. If I win, he just needs one more person to lose. Not winning in, but it's as close as you're going to get.
I'm picking Craig.
Craig? With a C?
Craig. As in cat. I'm picking
wow.
Craig, you know why? Craig's got Zay Jones in.
Wow.
Can't go wrong.
Craig has good players in Detroit. That's really all that matters. When you get players playing in Detroit, they play well unless they play for Detroit.
He has Tony Pollard against Houston. After Zeke gets
That's
tired
true.
of scoring so many touchdowns, then
true.
Tony Pollard's going to come in.
No. Tony Pollard's going to vulture all the touchdowns. This is the winning formula for your boy is that they do this thing where like Ezekiel Elliott like runs the ball down the field and then they get to like the 14-yard line and Tony Pollard just punches it in from outside of Zeke range. You know what I mean?
Awesome. All right, it's Craig for me. Make your pick. Let's go.
Yeah, it's probably also Craig for me. Has to pick up a tight end. Greg's gonna be sad. How come you guys never pick me? Blah blah blah. It's because your players don't score a lot of points. At least not in the second half of the season.
Yeah, Greg.
And then last but not least, for the first round bye, this was really would be the matchup of the week in any other week, but not in playoff week.
This is the matchup. I mean, this is for all the marbles.
Listen, these are as bad. Oh my God, your matchups are terrible, Evan. Oh my God, these matchups are so bad.
Listen,
get Adam Thielen in there. Get Adam Thielen in there.
Oh, he's got DPJ in.
No, get him out.
Believe
it's a trap.
Listen, if Evan keeps, man, these matchups are booty.
They're so bad. They're so bad. Damian Pierce in Dallas. Josh Allen, one of his like only actually 25. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in this game, I think. Did not look like 25 points.
Dallas defense against Houston. That's like 3 touchdowns. All right, listen.
This guy's not gonna play.
I would love Evan to get that first.
Who does? All right, so he's gonna play like Denard Robinson because Traylon Burks isn't gonna play.
He's probably concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis, cut Cooper Cup. Why are we holding Cooper Cup?
You never know. You might come back.
No, he won't. Stafford's gone. They're done. They got to make sure that they give the Detroit Lions the best overall pick. The Cooper Cup Baker Mayfield connection, that's what we're banking on.
Listen. I'm picking purely for storyline. I'm picking Evan. I want, dude, the 7-0 boy genius. I want him to get the first round pick.
Dude, the ultimate storyline out of this game, by the way, is the Evan win, me win, and the Travis Jeremy matchup. The rivalry of Travis versus Jeremy lives again through another matchup.
Huge rivalry. All right, I've made my selection. Make your selection. Let's go.
I did make my selection. I picked Travis already.
Wow, nerd, you're gonna lose. Listen, everybody. What a great year. What a great year.
Look at us.
Look at us, huh?
We say what a great year, like we're not going to keep doing these in the playoffs.
Yeah, all right. So
like we're going to be back. It's just your year that's over right now, Andrew. Everybody else is still playing.
Listen.
Subtle dig.
Listen, leave me alone, man. Hey guys, great to have you here. David, what's up?
Guys, Andrew told me to start DeAndre Carter.
Baited and outsmarted. All right,
Didn't
I'm
start
out of
him.
here. Goodbye.
Peace.